Hi, everyone, and welcome to the MacRAE'S Growth Challenge podcast, Insight with B2B and manufacturing leaders, where we uncover their stories, strategies, and solutions to overcoming growth challenges in their industries. I'm your host, Maria, and in each episode, we will dive deep with founders, CEOs, and industry experts to explore how they scale, innovate, and lead in today's competitive landscape. So let's get started. Today we have Brian from Envision 3. Nice to have you. How are you today?
Thanks, Maria. I'm doing great, and I'm just so excited to be here and talk about some of the challenges that we face and some of the really cool successes that we're experiencing right now. So there's a lot of cool things happening at Envision 3. But before we talk about that, I'm Brian, as you know, and I just love print, packaging, marketing, and business strategy and sales. So I've been really in a deep dive of trying to figure out what that looks like. I've been with the company for 12 years now. I have a background, started in production and moved my way through just the sales, and then I managed a sales team, and now I am the chief figure it out guy, I guess, is kind of how
The guy
I
with the big
figured things out.
title.
Yeah, so vice president, but I do some, now I'm into some IT side of things and also as a sales figurehead for the company and overall vision for the future.
Yep.
The company's been around for 25 years now, and I've been part of that journey for 12 of those. So it's been really fun to see how that has developed and changed over time and kind of where things are going to head from here. So it's a family business too. So my dad's the owner here, and
Hey.
he just instilled in me a great work ethic, and he's so just intelligent, and so much insight comes from him. I just love being able to interact with him and learn everything I can from him and his business strategies over the years.
I love it. Tell us a little bit more. So, a family business, you've been around for 25 years. Such a similar story to McRae's. We've been around for 25 years, also started as SEO company for manufacturing. So something, that people are thinking that is already kind of outdated, but there's still many opportunities here. Tell me a little bit how you guys have evolved over the last 25 years as a print company.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a wild ride. Even in the 12 years that I've been here, you just see the technology get so much better. There's Adobe really has come in with on the proofing side to get a print proof. There were challenges before Adobe came along, or there was like Quirk and other softwares that kind of publisher. You were making design files in that, so that has changed a ton, as well as then getting the actual proofs out. These machines used to be bigger, take longer. There was more personnel in those spaces doing that, and now those things can be done with three people instead of maybe a team of five or six. So a 50% reduction over that time. And then too, like on the printing press side, it's really, there's a lot of different print methods out there, and they continue to change. We do offset printing here. We've got UV presses and conventional presses at the 28 by 40 inch sheet size. And then we have digital presses as well, and all of the full capabilities there. But what that has been seen a lot of impact in is just getting better registration, better technology on the printing plate to make sure that image looks really crisp. And the UV really helps with that too. So the UV technology really curing the ink right on the top of the sheet. It allows it to be the equivalent of 4K TVs on on your printing on your sheet of paper. So you can there's a lot of cool things you can do with it that a lot of people don't know about. So I get to be in that space and help educate, and I get to walk alongside brands as they do this, where they have amazing brands, amazing stories, and I get to help manufacture that. So they've already had the idea, and then I say, hey, well, you could really showcase it by doing this cool fold out, or you could add this cool spot UV technique that'll really highlight your brand. It's going to be an upcharge, but it's not going to be something that's going to really impact the bottom line over all of these pieces. So it's just a really fun space to see how that is. And in a commodity business, the technology, you got to have technology and speed, but really we try to humanize it. We really try to have that service level. I call it the mint on the pillow strategy of just being a little bit extra. Anyone can have hospitality, have a hotel or a bed and breakfast, but the ones that put the mint on the pillow, they're obviously a different caliber than anyone else just offering beds for the night.
100%. I wonder if it's a similar mindset for you guys that, yes, for us in our company, of course, technology has taken so much off our plate. It sounds like for you as well. And what we now have so much more time for is human creativity. And it sounds like you guys are kind of in the same boat as well. Um, One thing that you mentioned, interesting, the quality of the print. I remember when I started in marketing 15 years ago and had to proof print stuff. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you would order something in black ink and then it will come like green and other type of shades, or there would like the lines would be like smudged a little bit and then you would have to send it back. It was so much work, and it sounds like right now the machinery that you have is just like a whole different level.
Yeah, and it's great. And our team is awesome. So they really take a higher level of care to each job. They have a lot of pride in what they do. And being G7 color certified, I can work with someone anywhere in the country, out of country, anywhere. I could send them proofs, and I could know if you like what you see on that proof, I'm going to deliver that within industry standards, and you're going to like it. It's going to be great. So what it's done too is it has allowed me to go to areas I've never been able to go to, just via the internet, via LinkedIn, via emails and phone calls, and then reach out and say, hey, we've got this. I'll prove it. Like, I don't just say it. I'll give you a test print. I'll actually put your artwork, send it to me. I'll run it on my big press. That's a financial, there's a little bit of a financial hurdle there that I say, hey, I'll do this for you if you really need the confidence in Envision 3, because we really try to lead by example, really show off what we can do well. And we've done that. We've taken brands that they have hard colors and they had a problem somewhere else, so they come to us and I say, cool, I'll get your color. We do it off. We've made color work off of fabric. We've taken like a fabric and made it match to a
Wow.
print. We've done one side lamination, the other side a coating, and we've made both sides match perfectly, like with a red color, for example.
So
So
hard.
there's
Red
just some,
is so hard.
yeah, but the spectrophotometers and technology and just some of our team really knows how to navigate that and pull back or add color where it needs
Yeah.
to, which has just been, I mean, I love being able to rely on them so I can do what I do best, which is relationships and strategy and just trying to figure out basically how to give a premium experience at a non-premium price.
I
So
love
that's
that.
my happy spot where I can give someone an amazing piece, but it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing out there, but it works. And that's the biggest thing, is I like when it can work, especially for, a direct mail campaign. I treat it like my own money. You're spending thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on postage at times. And that's a lot of risk to get something into people's homes and say, hey, buy this from me. So you really have to think about that. And the digital landscape has changed what that looks like, which is kind of cool because now you can have a QR code or an augmented reality that takes just a print piece and says, hey, let's give an immersive experience into this company or this experience, which is super great.
That's awesome. You speak with so much pride. And the things that you're saying, they sound so simple, but if you know anything about print and marketing, these are very hard things to do. And the fact that you have a team who understands these things and you have the right type of technology where you can actually offer that in a good price, that is huge, because that is, you make it sound so simple, but like me working in marketing for as long as I have, that is something that used to be extremely hard for companies, and heads of brand management would lose their mind when things did not really, they were not consistent. Like it was just from a brand recognition standpoint where you work so hard to have things unified, and then you do all this work, the back and forth, and then when things just get sent out to the customer and there's some blips and stuff like that, it was very devastating for people in those positions because they have put a lot of work, time, and effort and resources into these projects. So you make it sound very simple, but it's a huge thing for companies. So and
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I think that's some of the hardest part is communicating some of that, and our production team, they're asking questions to customers. Sometimes they're finding out more info than what is our scope, but it's all in how to pack it for them for their next step. So they're looking ahead for the customer. They're trying to figure out like strategies or ways that they can innovate within a project itself and say, oh, well, you have 6 colors, but you really don't need that 6 color. We could do 5 colors and it will look great as well. So they're always trying to innovate and strategize on behalf of the customers. And I think you're just trying to make sure that you're giving a good product and asking all the questions and being a human. I mean, so much nowadays is like chats and, not having that direct access to people, but we're there within an hour or less, or you just dial the phone and you get someone on their cell phone. Like, these are good people we have here that are long-standing employees that they love what they do. And I think that's a testament too to why our customers come back. So we have customers that are 25 years and even more before inception of the company that keep coming back. And I think the technology and all that, like, everyone expects some of that stuff in the print industry, or they just don't know. But the service is what really sets Envision 3 apart from other companies, because we lead with service, we lead with questions and curiosity and pushing against some of those norms.
Yeah. Yeah, before we started recording here, you did mention we had a little conversation about how people think that the print industry is basically dying. But you guys are making some great shifts, and you even brought an example. Can you share a little bit about your opinion about like where the industry is headed, how you guys adapted, and then show us this amazing example that you showed me earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. So the industry is changing, but I have news for you. As long as humans exist in this world, there will still be print. So it's so easy in AI to see things changing and being fast and this and that. But ultimately, like, there's going to be a need for print. And I wish that more people would see that so they would come into the industry. I wish that for not even the print industry. I wish that for the trades and others, that these industries where you're working with your hands and producing a product is a real thing that has real benefit and something you can take pride in. So there's a lot with that side of things that needs to be considered. And so I want to show this box. This is just a fun Trader Joe's box that it just builds engagement, because you just open these little doors and there's a product that's in here. So this is just on the shelf. It's just a normal box, but it really becomes more fun than that, and you really didn't have to do much to get it to be a fun package. You just added one flap extra, and that's it. So these things don't have to cost a lot, but it builds engagement. And so I just wish people would see that coming in, and then as the industry shifts, people are going to be retiring, and then there's not going to be people filling those shoes. So a lot of printers struggle with finding the new talent that comes along, and I think more than anything, realizing how dynamic and creative and fun this industry is. And it's certainly not going anywhere. People still need packaging. People still will have direct mail, and in fact right now direct mail is getting a huge ROI. You're seeing 25% response rates, you get over 90% open rate. I mean, it lasts 17 times longer than a digital ad. So I don't know why more people don't experiment with print. You can do it at different levels. You can take it slow, start with a basic postcard, and see where that gets you. It's really, as you know with marketing, it's all about your audience and your message. So if you have the right audience, the right message, you're going to get hits. And then you just extrapolate that out to the numbers. And then once you hit your numbers, you get that crossover of how much you spend versus how much it's worth to get those sales. And so that's where I get to work with people and say, all right, let's try this, let's do these things, so I can provide solutions at any level or any budget. Because it's true, it's not always going to be the cool effects that really do it. Some brands don't require that. It really does. It's a specific approach for certain industries that there's some cool things. Like, for example, universities in a postcard alone can take some prospective student that they want to recruit and say with a QR code, hey, envision yourself here on our campus, and then a QR code, and then there's a video of the quad and kind of some of the student life. That took a piece of mail and a video to do. You could do it on your phone and link it to YouTube. I mean, it doesn't have to be hard to do, but that experience could be the difference of somebody going to that college or not, just by that,
Yeah.
maybe $1 spend total.
Yeah, and you can combine both worlds. Like it doesn't have to be black or white. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can combine the print with the digital and just make an effect. It sounds that your company and yourself, that's sounds that a lot of it it's coming from you. There's just a huge emphasis on the customer experience. So when they do get the package, when they do get the mail, it's like, how is it making them feel? Like, is it standing out? Is it like what happens when they touch that piece that you have printed? And it sounds like you're really leading with that customer experience. And I totally agree with you. I don't think that's ever going to go away. Earlier I was saying that even when you get a package in a big brown box getting delivered to you, when you take out what you actually purchased with your hard-earned money, and if it's like a nice box that you get to open, it has that extra feel to it. And but sometimes you get something and it's like in a plastic bag and you're like, well, okay, I'll use it, of course, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, no, and it is about that experience, those little ways. I love brands that can be really cheeky with it and, say cute things on the little flaps and say, oh, you're about ready to see this great product, or get ready to be amazed. These like fun little things that it's those little details I think that set brands apart from others and really create kind of a following with that. I just did recently a post about packaging and why the iPhone box is the iPhone box versus why a computer box is a computer box. And I thought it was a great representation that not everything needs to be, dressed up. A computer box, my whole premise was those aren't very glamorous. They're functional because it's trying to get an expensive product from point A to point B safely. And there's so much you can do with a computer that's why it necessitates packaging that's brown with some ink on it. Okay,
Yeah.
great. But the iPhone box, that's an experience, right? That's a whole thing. If you've had one, you might still have a box. I know I have like 4 of them.
Oh my
So,
gosh, yes. Always keep them. I don't know why.
but exactly, you keep it because it's so good you can't throw it out. And so that's the
True.
example of really good packaging that makes a difference. And yeah, it's Apple, they can do it and they have the sourcing and the ability. But can you imagine not doing that as Apple? Wouldn't that just be kind of it would take away from their brand. So
Sure.
they've seen an opportunity, they've done it well, and they continue to make it more sustainable as well. But it's that engagement that it's just part of that experience, and people pay for experiences. So that's something that brands need to be aware of too, is these experiences do make a difference. And whether, I mean, I have all my iPhone boxes and I keep buying iPhones, so I mean, I guess it's working. I
Yeah.
maybe not have thought about it that way, but you get to have some fun with that too.
Once you're on that iOS, they got you.
I know the blue message. If you're
Yeah.
not a blue messenger,
Yeah,
so
they
I'm
got
not hating
you.
on Android. To be clear, I'm not hating on Android. I think they're great. I just wish there was more value there, and then maybe I would switch. But I don't see any real value.
Oh, just the thought of transferring everything that I have on iOS and connect it into another platform, like I already just don't want to do it. Like all the information, all the clouds, everything is just so interconnected that into one ecosystem with so many products that you have, it's just that's how they get you. That's how they keep you for life. They know it, we know it. We just gave in. We're like, okay, yeah, just it's fine. We know. We
Yeah.
know.
Well, and so why it works is because it's so easy and simple, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we try to do at Envision 3. We try to make it easy, simple. Nowadays, it seems like our buyers that are buying from us, they have 7 roles they're doing now, not just one. So times have changed.
Yeah.
So they don't know about print. They're not really educated in it, maybe. It's just a role they have to do. And that's not true for everybody, but some are that way. So we get to come alongside and be that advocate for them. We get to provide options, solutions. So it requires some more effort on our side, which is fine because we we invite those conversations. We want people to come to us and say, "Hey, what about this or that?" We would love to hear as much as possible from a customer about what they're doing, what they like, where they want to go. And once we hear that information, I mean, it's a slam dunk. We get to do all kinds of fun, and that takes time, right? So I think that's part of the reason that sometimes it's hard for people because they don't have time. So
Yeah.
we also provide those things on a expedited level too. So okay, you don't have time to go through all that and spend some time doing that. Maybe one day or for a specific project we can do that. But okay, let's just do. Here's some things. I try to give anytime I'm coming up with something. I try to give a couple options of solutions at different levels. So they really have an opportunity to make a decision and figure out what will work. So I try to mock it up, try to give them a picture of it if they don't know. But some people, they just know they need their box. Great, cool, we'll run it, and I can ask, hey, do you want some coating on it or anything special or not? So it's kind of a really fun environment to work in because no 2 days are the same. It's a lot of the same. I call it, it's like making cake. So that's what we do here is we make cake. It's just a matter of what kind of cake we're making.
I love it.
And on that analogy, we make like 3,000 different cakes a year for 320 different customers. So, and each of them, although a lot of similar building blocks, there's a lot of different derivatives that come out of building those print products or making the cake, as it were.
That's awesome. With all of these capabilities and vision for the future, how have you guys been able to adapt to, let's say, digital marketing and online content and inbound leads in order to attract, even customers abroad? You did mention earlier that no matter where they are in the world, you're able to give them like really good proofs. What have you guys been able to, or what have you been doing on the reach and attraction in order to get more inquiries for your business?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I would say, in general, the print industry struggles with that. We're a little bit old school in that regard, so there's not as much on the self promotion, SEO, all of that side to get it in. That's where the sales rep has been key. There's been a lot of sales reps at our company and other companies as well. Nowadays, there's not as many sales reps, so there's fewer and fewer out there with it. I think that's just changing times, and then I think technology has kind of helped with some of that too. Just streamline the people that don't need a sales rep type. There's not everyone needs that. They just need to go online, go get their stuff. So that did take out a component of the market that used to always traditionally be handled by a salesperson in the past. That's not true anymore. So the things that we do, we're just trying to be creative. Word of mouth is huge for us. That's a big avenue, but just like anything else, LinkedIn, like everybody, and direct mail actually. So I'm saying all the things that aren't per se digital, but you have a good website, you build a brand, build the recognition, and then people see that and know that. So we aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Not sure what happened there.
We'll edit it out.
Hold on one second.
Yep, just take a breath.
Man,
It's just early in the morning, that's all.
I mean, it's not too early, but I am a little under the weather,
Oh gosh, I'm sorry to
so
hear
that's
that.
where I've felt decent, luckily, but just like it just came over me now.
Yeah.
It's like get me.
It's the season. I get that.
It hasn't been like this
Okay.
um, for all week. I mean, I've been kind of feeling. I thought I'm like getting on the upside of it, but oh well.
Okay. Take your time.
Sorry.
No, my gosh, no worries at all.
Oh my goodness. I'm just like hacking right on a
No
video
worries.
call here.
We'll just snip that part out.
Yeah, we'll get back to it. So
Yeah.
it's like still in there, which is it's just hanging on. I don't normally. It's like one and done, and I'm fine. But
Yeah. Drink some more water.
hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah, get some more here. Got my.
Yeah. Or coffee. Whatever that is. Water.
I do both, so
Yeah.
interchangeable. So, and this is why you do an hour for a half hour show.
Exactly. Just to make sure that everybody
Yes.
is good. Okay.
Yep. So,
Perfect. Okay, so we talked a little bit. You guys still rely mostly on traditional ways of generating business. So let's say looking 3 to 5 years ahead, how do you see Envision 3 roles evolving in packaging, fulfillment, and print, especially given trends like e-commerce growth, sustainability, custom packaging, and automation?
yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of opportunity for growth, especially fulfillment, 3PLs. There's a lot of people out there that sell a product and need someone like Envision 3 to take on their product and ship it out to these people that are buying online. So taking out the retailer now, they're they're basically using us as the retail space without having a space where people gather for retail, and then we ship it directly to their door. So there's a lot of opportunity for packaging then. That part grows a lot because people need boxes for things. And I think just like cool note cards that go into a box, and now you can print them digitally, which is a great way to personalize the content. So you can give actual print of their name. Like you can do a run and say that unique thing. You could do a thank you note from the founder maybe, and you can make that all look like it's handwritten when it's not. So it's actually, I see things out there, it's hard to tell what's handwritten versus not. So I get my loop out and I'm like looking to see if it's the pen stroke versus ink, and that's how I kind of tell about that kind of stuff. But I think digital print is going to keep being bigger and bigger. There's inkjet technology now. There's a lot of personalization and these shorter runs. So maybe runs are going to get smaller, but it's going to be more tailored, and it's going to be able to just run automatically. So that's where the AI and software comes in to take something that you design on Canva, come through a software, and then it comes off of our machines, and then we ship it right to your house.
Yeah.
And that's already happening. So there's already printers that are doing that technology right in our local area even. I've actually seen their facility. It's amazing. Their software, super cool stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, just a lot of room for human creativity. That's what we keep saying here because we're mostly AI based agency, but that's what we keep saying. It's just there's going to be so much room for human creativity and things to come up in industries that are not going to stop and they're not going to go anywhere. They're just going to get more creative because a lot of their tedious tasks are being taken over by AI and technology.
Yeah, and so I think print is able to traverse some of that. It kind of slows things down and allows people to go back to, the tactile. You mentioned that, like the feel and the look of things. So, yeah, you might not have it everywhere. There's no such thing as a phone book anymore, but that's okay. So that changed, but now you can do cool packaging, or now there is just a lot of ways to engage people, and it doesn't have to be expensive either. So there's room for growth. I see Envision 3 continuing to lean into the AI side. Our softwares, our systems, it's all about going faster. So we do set a high bar when it comes to speed, even on our equipment, but our teams as well. They have deadlines and due dates for things, and they're going to be using more tools to help them do things faster and be able to assimilate data. It's really about the data set and knowing, okay, what do we have in the works? how can we schedule it appropriately, how can we make our notes better so we can manufacture quicker or without any errors or things like that.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Brian. This was so fun. I really love digging into different landscapes of marketing and find people who are so passionate about it. It's really a pleasure because again, marketing is one of those fields that could be a little bit confusing to people and you don't know what to grab at. But at the end of the day, there is little pockets and niches and there's enough room for everybody. And as long as you believe in your product and you continue staying up to date with like the trends and you take pride of your work, I think like there's lots of opportunity even in the fast paced changing world that we live in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we always say that here at Envision 3. We manufacture your marketing ideas. So we get to take it to the finish line and get that final product produced and that's what we're just so happy to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.